Hello and welcome back to my show. Direct Dil Se presents Bad Engineer in association with Dream Publications, Infinite Dreams, Infinite Possibilities. इस शो को स्टार्ट करने से पहले मैं ये बता दूं कि ये शो इज डेडिकेटेड टुवर्ड्स शेयरिंग आवर एक्सपीरियंसेस। तो इस शो को एंड तक देखें और अगर ये किसी भी तरह से आपके लिए फ़ायदेमंद होता है तो प्लीज़ लाइक करें, कमेंट करें और सब्सक्राइब करें टू द चैनल डायरेक्ट दिल से। आइए लेट्स स्टार्ट।
वेलकम टू माय शो संजय
Yeah,
और
thank you so much for inviting me.
या माय प्लेजर। और बेसिकली हमारे दर्शकों को ये पहले मैं बता देना चाहता हूँ कि द होल आइडिया बिहाइंड दिस शो इज टू शेयर आवर एक्सपीरियंसेस और इट्स नॉट अ वन शो फिट्स ऑल सिनेरियो। तो
That's true.
दर्शकों के लिए स्पेशली मैं बोलना चाहूंगा कि आप ये वीडियो एंड तक देखें और अगर आपको लगता है कि इससे आपको कुछ भी फायदा हुआ है then please like, share and comment in this video. If you don't like anything, also comment and let us know कि what can we do better. So आप लोगों के लिए I want to welcome Mr. Sanjay Murmu. So he is one of the reasons or you can say my inspiration, and he has helped me to take up a lot of things in my life, and I have always looked up to him. So it's my pleasure today to
That's really
welcome him to this
generous of
show.
you, Ahmed. Yeah, thank you so
And
much. Thank you.
coming to this show, I will like to let you introduce yourself to the viewers ताकि वो आपके बारे में थोड़ा जाने, आपकी schooling, आपका बचपन.
Okay. Hello everybody. I am Sanjay Murmu. Well, basically, me and Amit, we are kind of brothers, you can say, and we grew up together most of our life. And I did my schooling from Chittaranjan, St. Joseph's Convents, and then I did my plus two, and then I moved to, and like everybody else, did an engineering in computer science engineering, and then started a job, moved to US, and I've been in the US for last 10 years now. So I mean, me and uh, Amit, we are like in touch, but often, I mean, we haven't been in touch of late, but it's glad to get in touch with him again. And I might call him Chotu occasionally because that's how I call him. So I hope it's okay with you guys.
To engineering, ऐसा ऐसा क्या था in your early days that motivated you to take up engineering?
Well, to be honest, Amit, back when we were growing up, we had two options, like either take arts or take science. So if you take science, you have another than two options: do physics, chemistry, bio, or physics, chemistry, maths. So we had like a very tunneled vision back when we were growing up. Now it's like a broader vision, but when we were growing up, we had like either you can be a engineer or you can pursue a career in medical. So I never liked medical, to be very honest, because you had to do a lot of studies in the field of medicine. So obviously I was driven towards engineering, and that's how, I mean, since everybody was doing engineering or medical, I had to choose one of them. So I chose engineer.
So when you started thinking of engineering, so when did you actually started your preparation? मतलब 10th के बाद, 12th के बाद या 12th से पहले? Because if I am sharing my
Uh-huh.
experience, so I remember we together moved to Ranchi. My 10th board had ended on 23rd of
Mm-hmm.
March, and my elder brother took me to Ranchi on 1st of April. And the
Yeah.
day I reached Ranchi, the second day I was enrolled to all the big institutes. And when I landed in the institute, the first thing I realized was, even though I am just 7 days, I'm here after 7 days, everyone else were 2 years ahead of me. They had already started
Exactly.
preparing when they were
Exactly.
in their eighth. और ये मेरे
Exactly.
दिमाग में उस वक्त क्लिक किया कि oh my god मैं कितना पीछे हूँ. And
Exactly.
so when did you started your preparation for
Well,
engineering?
for me, I guess after 10th, it was more about, getting into a good college, after 10th so that I can pursue my 11th and 12th. So that's how it started. So I was like more into focusing on my 10th. I was not focusing on engineering or so because back when I was in 10th standard, I always like economics. I always wanted to do commerce.
Yeah.
But then because of the, either pick engineering or medical, you have to pick physics, chemistry. So I pursue science. So that's how it happened. And then till then it was like, okay, I have to pursue physics, chemistry, and math. So let's continue with that. I had no goals. I said that I have to do, actually appear for engineering examinations. So few things happened when after I passed my 10th examination, and that's how it kind of shaped my uh, vision. Kind of I started focusing on engineering more because I had few setbacks after my 10th standard, and that's how I started to get mature, and then I had to prove to my parents that okay, I'm good for something. So I had to
Yeah.
start
So
working on my
so so yeah. So when it comes to having some kind of bottleneck when you have just
uh-huh.
passed your 10th, so
Mhm.
what are the decisions that went haywire, or you would say that mistakes that you might have done which you would say to your previous self that I should have not done this, or I should
Yeah,
have something which you could have, if there is a way you could have changed it, what would you change?
I guess, I mean, if I could change something, I wish I would have knowledge about, how everything changes after 10th and
Yeah,
when you move to 11th. Because there is a huge gap. I mean, up
correct.
until 10th standard, you feel so safe and you're in so much, it's something that I know in that area, your
Mm,
comfort zone. And when you move to
mm.
11th standard, all of a sudden everything changes.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I hope I mean, you're
yeah. I
trying to,
understand that
understand that
because
because,
when till 10th, and both of us are from a small town, and till
yeah,
10th we were going to school, coming back home, we were in that comfort
exactly.
zone. And when for 11th, when I moved to Ranchi and saw the rat race going on, the competition,
Exactly.
so cutthroat
It's
competition,
not
I
just a
was
rat race, I
overwhelmed.
guess. Exactly. And it's
Yeah.
not just a rat race. It's
Mm,
also, the whole syllabus, the way it changes.
correct.
Like
Yeah.
till 10th, you were able to understand everything, but after
Mm,
10th, you're like all of a sudden you have so many things, and
mm,
you're just getting so overwhelmed. So that's how
yeah.
you have to keep your cool, and you just try to survive or get through that 2 years of 11th and 12th.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so after 11 12, when you decided कि अब engineering करना है, then what
Mm-hmm.
all colleges were your specific goals की this is the set of entrance exams that I will do, I will prepare it this way. What were the
Yeah.
colleges that
So
were
back
in your mind?
Okay, so back then it was IIT, and then we had CBSE and I mean, that AIEEE.
Triple E. Mm.
So, that's how it goes. Like, you first try for IIT. If you don't get it, try for CBSE, and then you go for the state wise. So I tried
Correct.
for IIT. I appeared for IIT, and I always cleared the prelims, but never cleared the mains. And then CBSE also on my second trial, I got BIT Meshra, but I wasn't able to get through BIT Meshra. And then the same year, I somehow managed to get into BIT Sindri. Go ahead.
Coming to BIT Sindri, which is one of the most esteemed colleges in the state of Jharkhand. So when were you expecting that you will get the best college in Jharkhand after the Jharkhand entrance?
Well, after the Jharkhand entrance, when the results came out, I mean, my rank somehow, I mean, it was good. So I knew that I'll probably get into BIT Sindri. But then again, when you are aiming for IIT and all the BIT Meshra kind of institute, then all of a sudden you don't kind of focus on BIT similarly. Like they're like, okay, couldn't get into the best colleges. Now I have to compromise with somewhat a state
Mm-hmm.
college. So
Mm.
that's how my mindset was back then, and I had
Yeah,
no idea
but
like how good or bad it will be.
uh, but uh, when you have already appeared for the exam,
Mhm.
what does someone generally hope for कि एकदम मतलब क्योंकि एग्जाम देने के बाद पता चल जाता है कि हाँ हो जाएगा या नहीं होगा या
Yeah,
होगा तो
yeah,
कितना अच्छा होगा और कितना खराब होगा
exactly.
उसी में पता चल
Yeah,
जाता है कि नेक्स्ट ईयर फिर तैयारी करना है या कुछ और करना
exactly. So when I mean IIT का मेंस में I knew नहीं होगा, and when I gave the BIT Jharkhand state exam, I knew that I will get into, because there were questions that I answered correctly, so I knew that I will get into that college for sure.
है
So
तो
when the ranks
यहाँ
came out.
यहाँ हमेशा एक सवाल आता है बच्चों के मन में कि should they go for a good college and an okay stream which they are not so which they have not thought about, or a good stream but not so good college. तो stream important है या college important है या दोनों important है?
I would say, I mean, if I be, दोनों important है. But in case if you're not able to get into a good college, but you get a good stream, you know, from a not so good college, जो इतना अच्छा नहीं है, उसमें अगर कोई अच्छा
So
stream
so
मिलता है,
so
then
when
definitely.
you say when you say a
Mhm.
good stream, uh, how do we define that it's a good stream? जैसे कि
Depend
if
करता है
I
कि
say civil versus
mhm,
computer science, तो
mhm,
किसी को सिविल चाहिए होगा या रैंक वैसा नहीं होगा तो he might end up getting with computer science या the other way around. तो
yeah,
how do we do, क्योंकि बहुत सारे बच्चों मेरे साथ भी ऐसा हुआ है कि the streams which I wanted, I due to my rank I couldn't get it. So ऐसा
mhm,
ऐसा होता है बच्चों के साथ कि वो फिर कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं कि मैं स्ट्रीम कौन सा चुनूं, जो पसंद था वो तो मिल नहीं रहा है, तो जो मिल रहा है
yeah,
उसमें क्या चुन सकते
yeah. I think somewhere around ये कैसा होता है ना कि तुम एक स्ट्रीम जो तुम चाहते हो, तुम उसको और कितना आगे तुम अपना फ्यूचर प्रेडिक्ट कर रहे हो बेसिकली. आई मीन व्हाट इज योर गोल?
हैं?
लाइक
हाँ तो
तुम
ये
कंप्यूटर
इसी इसी
साइंस परस्यू
इसी
कर
ग्रोथ
रहे हो, या अगर तुम कंप्यूटर साइंस परस्यू कर रहे हो, तो इज इट बिकॉज यू लाइक कंप्यूटर साइंस, और इज इट बिकॉज कि तुम्हें फ्यूचर में जॉब मिलेगा?
या तो
आई मीन.
इसी के रेस्पेक्ट में मेरा हमेशा से ये रहा था कि if I look back now to a guy who was in just completed his 12th, the psyche was not कि मैं 4 साल आगे का सोच सकूं. उस
एग्जैक्टली.
वक्त standing at that point of time, I was just looking at the numbers in the counseling board. The numbers were going down of the chosen stream. तो वो सब भरे जा रहे थे
या
and I was
एग्जैक्टली,
thinking
तुम
कि, oh
सोच,
shit,
आई मीन यू वर
हाँ
थिंकिंग दैट ओके, बाकी लोग क्या कर रहे हैं. ओके,
क्या कर रहे
कंप्यूटर
हैं, हाँ
साइंस को ज्यादा वैल्यू मिल रहा है, कंप्यूटर साइंस में जॉब है.
हाँ
You don't know that. You know that
हाँ
because तुमने सुना. Somebody told
हम्म
you कि ओके,
हम्म
कंप्यूटर साइंस में बहुत अपॉर्चुनिटी है, बहुत लाइफ मजे में जाएगी. क्यों मैकेनिकल, एंड व्हाई आर यू डूइंग मैकेनिकल, राइट? बट
हम्म
दैट्स व्हाट आई मीन, हमारे इसमें वो थोड़ा सा फ्लॉ है बेसिकली, बिकॉज
हम्म
nobody is there to counsel you, to
काउंसिल
tell you that
हाँ
okay, what is it that you want, या तुम्हें किसमें परस्यू करना है अपना करियर, कैसे आगे बढ़ना है. सो बेसिकली
हम्म
इट्स लाइक, बाकी लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, ओके, उसमें ज्यादा अपॉर्चुनिटी, जस्ट फॉलो इट. आंख बंद करके
हम्म
जस्ट फॉलो करो. अगर अविश, आई मीन मैं भी वही सोचता हूँ कि अगर कोई काउंसलिंग करने वाला होता तो मे बी, हु नोस, 10th के बाद मैं कॉमर्स कर रहा होता.
जब when your admission was done और सब कुछ हो गया, so what was your experience when you entered the college the first day?
Okay, I would be honest, the first day when I entered the college, I looked at the administrative building and I was like, wow, this is like, I mean, कैसा
Uh,
तुम्हें, you actually had that feeling that okay, you are getting into a huge college. So I looked at
mm,
the campus. I never had an expectation that the campus will be this big.
mm,
So कैसा, I mean, campus देखा, buildings देखी, and different departments देखा, and I was like, wow, बाहर से तो it looks like शायद अंदर कुछ नहीं होगा, but when you enter that gate and you see the administrative building, it was like, wow,
Hmm.
okay, so now life थोड़ा change होगा. That's how I felt.
तो एक मिथ मिथ नहीं या फैक्ट ही कहूंगा कि बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि बहुत से लोग बोलते हैं कि द मेल टू फीमेल रेशियो इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज में बहुत ही मतलब अजीब सा होता है. 100
Yeah, that's
लड़कों
true.
पे एक लड़की, समथिंग लाइक दैट.
That's
सो
true.
डिड द सेम थिंग हैपेंड इन योर कॉलेज एज वेल?
To be honest with you, Amit, my batch was the luckiest batch back in 2004 because हमारे batch में for the first time बहुत सारी लड़की आई थी.
Same with
And we were
me.
so happy. Yeah.
My batch also had a 50-50 ratio. College life होता है often is described as one of the most awesome time that you can have in your life. So how was your college? कैसा था पूरे 4 साल?
It is like you said, the most awesome life I had. You know,
तो
it's like I
what?
made best. I mean, I made good friends, best friends back in college. Someone, I mean, who I'm still in touch with. We can still go back to the college time and laugh about all the things that we do. Yes.
तो ये when you were in college, so I remember when you were planning to give entrance exams, one of your
Mhm.
dreams were to be an automotive engineer, if I'm not wrong. So you wanted to design cars. So
What was it?
when I think उस वक्त क्या टार्जन द वंडर कार आई थी या उससे पहले आई थी, आई डोंट रिमेम्बर.
Okay. Yeah.
तो वैसा वो क्या नाम था उसका, दीपक छाबड़िया, ये जो भी डीसी
Yeah. Whatever.
अवंती जो
Yes.
लोग बनाया. So you were a
Uh-huh.
big fan of DC and you wanted to design a car like that. So did you ever, when you joined computer science, तो ऐसा कभी लगा कि नहीं ये सही नहीं स्ट्रीम चूज किया है, या कुछ कभी भी
No.
मन में क्वेश्चन आया, या you
No.
enjoyed all your college life?
I enjoyed all my college life. I never, I mean, it's surprising. I don't even remember that back then. I mean, I must have told you that I like, I always liked cars, yes. But I mean, after I joined college, मुझे कभी याद नहीं है कि मैंने कभी ऐसा सोचा हो कि okay, मैं फ्यूचर में जाके कार डिजाइन करूंगा या वैसा कुछ. Because I was so busy with college life and having fun and learning that कैसा it was like completely different. I moved to become a completely different person actually after I reached college.
So coming back to college, so when in your first year of college, basically, as per my understanding, it's all the basic stuffs that we are taught. It's from the second semester
Yes.
or the third semester
Yeah.
when it gets more focused onto what your stream is, or
Mhm.
more elaborate, or more study is in depth. तो
Yes.
ऐसा कभी मुश्किल आई स्टार्टिंग में कंप्यूटर साइंस समझने में, या ऐसा कुछ ऐसा लगा कि अरे बाप रे कुछ ज्यादा ही टफ ले लिया, या आसान था सब कुछ?
Well, I won't say आसान था सब कुछ because like you said, first year was like everything, like after like extended +2 basically. So first year, second year वैसे ही निकला, and then third year onwards it was starting to get more focused towards computer science and all. I had to struggle. I would say that I was not very good at coding and all. I realized back then that okay, coding and that's something that ये मेरे लायक नहीं है. But by that time it was too late. I was already in third year of the college and campus placement आ रहा था. So I was like, okay, अब ले लिया है तो you have to get through it.
So ऐसा ऐसा क्या एक you would consider that it was a brave decision for you that change your course of life, कि अगर ये decision नहीं लिया होता तो शायद कुछ और कर रहे होते?
Well, I would say the brave decision would be, I don't know if it is what was brave or or something that you were following up your parents' expectation. But the decision that I made was not to pursue commerce and then pursue science. I mean, I was really looking forward to doing science, but I guess it takes some strength to just not do what you want to do and then follow what your parents' dream is. So I was like,
So coming to talking about parents. So I know your parents, and one of the sweetest persons I have
yeah,
ever met in my life. So ऐसा कभी I know कि ऐसा कोई parental pressure नहीं रहा होगा,
yeah,
लेकिन एक एक unspeakable expectation होती है अपने child से कि
exactly.
he will carry on
Yeah,
the path और कुछ अच्छा कर ले, बस यही
yeah,
उम्मीद है. So ऐसा कभी रहा कि you were sometimes, क्योंकि पेरेंट्स और चिल्ड्रन के बीच में हमारे समय में उतना कम्युनिकेटिव अप्रोच नहीं रहता था कि बैठ के
exactly.
समझाएंगे ये करेंगे वो, बट
Yeah,
एक एक्सपेक्टेशन था कि हाँ, तो बच्चे पेरेंट्स अलग से बैठ के सोच रहे हैं कि इसका क्या होगा, और बच्चे अलग से सोच रहे हैं बैठ के कि
exactly.
क्या मैं उनके उम्मीदों पे खरा उतरूंगा नहीं कर, तो दोनों तरफ
Exactly.
प्रेशर चल रहा होता है, दोनों तरफ प्रेशर पॉइंट्स
Yeah.
रहते हैं.
I
तो
guess I
ऐसा
guess
कब
पेरेंट्स का इंटेंशन होता है कि मेरे बच्चे जस्ट सक्सेसफुल हो, अपने पैरों पे खड़े हो जाए और लाइफ में कुछ कर लें.
कर लें. हाँ,
And the same thing is goes with the kids also. They also think that okay, मैं थोड़ा बहुत कुछ ऐसा कर लूं कि my parents will be proud of me.
तो कमिंग टू द सेम पॉइंट कि हम as if I look back, there are so many things कि हमारे दिमाग में खुद ही चल रहा होता है. मे बी ये
Yeah,
आपको स्पेसिफिकली बोला नहीं गया हो, लेकिन आपके दिमाग में खुद चल रहा होता है कि शायद आई एम नॉट डूइंग व्हाट इज एक्सपेक्टेड ऑफ मी, या कहीं ना कहीं मैं पीछे छूट जा रहा हूँ. एंड
hmm.
I was reading an article a few days back when it was mentioned कि students पे pressure इतना है कि there are around 28 deaths per day. So
Hmm.
28 days deaths per day is a huge number. मतलब ऐसा क्या pressure है बच्चों पे कि they have to take this such a drastic step.
Yeah. I guess I mean back when you were fresh out of standard 10th or standard 12th, whatever pressure that you feel at that point of time, that is huge, and that is very overwhelming at that particular time. But उससे fast forward into 10 years, okay, और मेरी जगह पे आ जाओ. So अभी मैं जो सोचता हूँ कि back then जो 10th and 12th का pressure था, that is nothing as
Hmm.
compared to
To
whatever I
what?
am facing
Yeah.
to right now, right?
Uh,
So it's just like you have to be, वो थोड़ा सा हिम्मत चाहिए and थोड़ा
hmm.
सा positive attitude चाहिए to just get through that phase.
हाँ, तो इसी के
Because
लिए my question would be कि how do you keep yourself motivated? मतलब ऐसे negative thoughts को, because कोई कितना भी बंदा positive हो, कभी ना कभी एक ना दो negative thoughts आ ही जाते हैं कि यार
आते
ये
हैं,
सही नहीं हो
बिल्कुल
रहा है
आते
लाइफ
हैं.
में, ये क्यों
Yeah,
नहीं हो रहा है,
yeah, yeah.
and
And
sometimes you
I mean,
fall. और उस वहां से उठना कितना important है, मतलब how do you keep yourself motivated?
well, positive thoughts, Amit. To be honest, okay, that's something that I learned. Okay, I mean, you know, as you grow, you start reading and you start learning.
Hmm.
So I know something about something that's called a law of attraction.
Hmm.
So if you go by that law, you basically attract what you think.
Hmm.
So if you think positive, you will attract positive energy. If you think negative, you will attract negative energy. So I mean, I have been through that phase, through struggles where I was down, and I was out of job for 6 months, and I was not getting any job or anything like that. So that was the down phase, and lots and lots of negative thoughts, lots of negative energy. And when I think back right now, okay, that was like 6 years ago. And when I look back and I think that, oh boy, I missed that 6 months of time when I was with my family. I could have enjoyed so much with my family. Right now, I see my family every 2 years.
Hmm.
Last time when I went, it was like after 3 years. So when I look back, I wish I could have enjoyed that 6 months with my family. But instead of that, I was so depressed that I don't have a job, that I couldn't enjoy any of that time. And
Hmm.
now I regret it. So it's
Hmm.
like, you have to cherish the moment that you have right now, and whatever bad times that you have right now, you will get through it. Like you said before, right? This shall to pass. So I mean,
Mm.
this time will go away, and you will, get into a better time frame or better time period. So you have to have that positive energy or positive thinking that okay, I'll have to get out of this bad time and I'll have to get something good for myself. Yeah.
So और एक इसी चीज पे एक और सवाल आता है कि when how do you approach social media networks? So क्योंकि Facebook, WhatsApp, Insta सब कुछ ना कुछ either someone is very happy so they are posting जहां भी वो हैं घूम रहे हैं whatever, and I have seen people including myself कि किसी और की खुशी मतलब not pulling down someone but किसी और
Uh-huh.
की खुशी ज्यादा चुभने लगती है. So
Yeah.
कभी कभी होता है कि why this is not happening with me, why
Yeah.
if he's enjoying why am I not enjoying, and people उस moment में they lose the focus कि you already have what you need and you
Exactly.
start comparing it with
So,
someone else's life. और दोनों अलग
well,
लाइफ है, दोनों का ये अलग चल रहा है,
exactly.
लेकिन still we
हर
compare.
किसी का, yeah, हर किसी का time frame and हर किसी का, I guess, yeah, the time frame is different. Like, तुम अपने time frame पे चल रहे हो. Whatever
Hmm.
you're achieving, it's in your time frame. तुम दूसरों से compare करने लगोगे तो obviously you'll start getting depressed. That's true.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I guess I'm lucky that I have a bunch of friends, good friends, or good people around me, जो
Hmm.
कि I mean, who keeps you motivated always.
Yeah.
तो उनको देख के मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि ओके ठीक है, अगर वो कुछ अच्छा कर रहे हैं, let's
Hmm.
say, then I'll see कि okay how uh, how can I improve myself. It's not like
Yeah.
I mean you don't have to have that jealousy feeling or something
Hmm.
like that.
Hmm.
That
Hmm.
okay उसके पास है मेरे पास नहीं है तो let's go and be
Hmm.
depressed. No,
Hmm.
try to see कि okay उसके पास है तो what is he doing something good या ऐसा कुछ
Hmm.
कर रहा है जिसकी
Hmm.
वजह से उसकी लाइफ ऐसी है तो is that something that मैं भी करूँ या फिर मुझे भी करना चाहिए जिससे मेरी लाइफ अच्छी हो. Try to
Hmm.
get the positive things out of
Positive.
someone else's life if you want to
Hmm.
really you want to compare. So
Hmm. So coming to keeping you motivated, uh, one thing that you learned from college that the college life gave you that
mhm.
that has always been helpful to keep yourself motivated.
Well, I would say the college life में मुझे जो मिला वो that was like good friends. Okay,
Hmm.
people or friends who were like really hardworking. Okay, so उनको जब मैं मेहनत करते हुए देखता हूँ तो that's what kind of gets me motivated because I mean to be honest like I'm not like as smart as that them but I'm hardworking.
Hmm.
सो उनको जो चीज एक बार पढ़ने से समझ में आ जाती है मुझे 3 बार पढ़ने से समझ में आती है बट स्टिल आई डू दैट 3 टाइम्स मैं वो करता था तो उनको अगर समझ में आता था तो आई हैड दैट फीलिंग और थोड़ा सा कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस वाला फीलिंग भी जरूरी है बिकॉज
Hmm.
दैट्स हाउ यू ट्राई टू पुश योरसेल्फ कि ओके ठीक है उसे
Hmm.
समझ में आ गया मुझे क्यों नहीं समझ में आ रहा तो एक बार और ट्राई
Hmm.
करता हूँ शायद समझ में आ जाए लेट्स आस्क फॉर हिज हेल्प
So related to the same question, हमेशा as as per what I have observed कि हर चीज में generally balance होना बहुत जरूरी है.
बहुत जरूरी
कि
है दैट्स ट्रू
बहुत लोग होते हैं कि किताब में घुस गए हैं कि इतना घुस गए हैं कि they have lost out of the life that they were supposed to live. और बहुत कोई इतने केयरलेस हो जाते हैं कि they miss out on so many new things that they could have learned. तो ये बैलेंस बनाना कितना जरूरी है लाइफ में.
Oh, that's very important. That's something that is वो बैलेंस बनाने वाला जो लॉजिक है या फिर वो जो capability है that's not just back in college days you have to maintain it throughout your life I
हाँ, थ्रू
guess.
आउट द लाइफ.
Yeah, I
क्योंकि
mean even
एक
after
एक
you
पॉइंट
get
आप
out of
इधर जाओगे तो आप स्ट्रेस्ड आउट हो जाओगे, एक पॉइंट इधर जाओगे तो आप फोकस से दूर हो जाओगे.
exactly exactly so वो बैलेंस बहुत जरूरी है. I mean back in college too like okay हम लोग बहुत मस्ती करते थे we used to have so much fun but then exams के टाइम पे we were like pretty serious. I mean बहुत ज्यादा पढ़ते भी थे. It was like कि सारा काम अलग हो गया अब के मस्ती मजाक हो गई अब चलो पढ़ाई कर लो. We knew कि okay ये 10 दिन का टाइम फ्रेम है इसके पहले का 15 दिन है या 20 दिन है या 1 महीने है, सो ये 1.5 महीने या 2 महीने ही है जब मुझे फोकस करना है। सो
Progress.
पूरा जान डाल दो एंड देन उसके बाद फिर मस्ती करो। सो दैट्स हाउ इट यूज्ड टू बी। एंड इवन नाउ अभी भी काम पे भी लाइक इट्स लाइक something that you have to be very careful about. Like you cannot bring too much work back home because you have to have your work-life balance.
So, moving on, when we talk about college, engineering college students को जब तक TVF और बाकी social influencers नहीं आ गए थे, तब तक engineering को एज अ बहुत ही नर्डी एरिया देखा जाता था कि बच्चे इंजीनियरिंग में बहुत ही एकदम किताबी कीड़ा होते हैं. So what was something amusing about you in the college? Something amusing that nobody knows apart from your friend circle?
Well, engineering is not about just books and studies and exams and same labs and all. I mean, engineering is so much more than that. Okay, once you get into that college and you have like people from different background, different thinking, सारे लोग एक साथ आते हैं, and then you see कि you just don't have to focus on studies. You can focus on sports, you can focus on extracurricular activities. There's so many things that keeps you engaged, and it kind of polish you. It kind of let you or help you for a world that is outside the college. So you kind of start developing that from an introvert you start becoming an extrovert, and you start to learn like, okay, how to communicate, how to talk to people, how to manage things. It's not just about studies. Apart from that, it's like so much more than studies. Is like, I would say, like 40% of it. The 60% is like the all interactions and everything.
So what I can say about you is that I know that you had a band in college. So
yes,
how did you went ahead forming the band, or you there was already a band and then you became a part of it? How was it?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, me when I was preparing for my engineering and everything. I never used to sing. You barely have heard me singing. I was okay with sports and all, but I never used to go with singing and all. Back in college, like I said, like 40% is studies, but the rest 60% is like meeting new people, trying to explore yourself. For the next 4 years, I kind of was exploring myself. I was like, okay, there's so many things to do. Why shouldn't I try singing? So I tried it. Honestly, to be honest, I was rejected. So after I got rejected as a vocalist, I tried again. Like, I thought like, okay, why give up? Let's give it a try. So I tried again, and I got into the band. And then, I mean, I got into as a once I got into the band, we started performing, and then things took over from there. And that's just one part of it. Like that is like, okay, I explored something about me as a singer. And then, I mean, things moved on, and then I started learning more, and I started interacting more, and then started to explore myself more. And I was like, okay, I was good at this too, and I was good at that too. So, yep.
So that is what I want to thank you about, because कहते हैं कि अगर if you can influence or inspire one single individual, वो बहुत बड़ी बात होती है. So I before I came to know, before I saw your singing videos, and before that I just used to write poetries, but I never thought that I could also write, or I could also compose a song. I could pick up guitar.
Yeah.
And when I saw you for the first time, when I saw your video that you showed me out of college, and you sang your first song, the first song I think that I heard from you was Dil Bevajah Nahi Rota Jo Tum Hote. If you remember that song.
Yeah.
And I was so mesmerized with that कि oh my god कि मतलब हम गाना भी लिख सकते. till then वो thought ही नहीं था कि ऐसा भी किया जा सकता है. So you motivated me to, मतलब मैं तो कॉलेज में था भी नहीं, मैं तो स्कूल में था when you were in college, and and through you I had already started my college life. तो उसी
Yeah,
वक्त
that's
मैंने
what I
गिटार
mean.
ले लिया था एंड आई स्टार्टेड राइटिंग, थोड़ा बहुत इधर उधर जोड़ जाड़ के लिखना. And now I can say कि बहुत हद तक I have around 46 songs composed in my belt just
Yeah.
because of you ki the first day I saw you with a guitar, so thank you
It's
for
all
inspiring me.
you actually. It's not because of me. Yeah, it's all you basically. I mean, I had no idea that I could actually inspire you or do something like that. But I'm glad you like kind of find something that makes you happy. I mean, even I wasn't aware that I'll be able to sing in front of 400 people.
Mm.
Like once you are on the stage, you're on the stage and you see 400
And the
people in front
kind
of
of
you.
high that you get when you are on the stage and when the people are
Exactly.
cheering you up, so that's
Yeah.
at another
Surprisingly, I
level.
wasn't nervous. Yeah, I
uh,
wasn't nervous. I was happy.
so I
So
was
it's
too
like
before
something that
going
you
on the
explore.
stage. I was nervous, but when you are on the stage and when you start doing it, तो एकदम सब
Yeah.
कुछ बाकी चला जाता
Yeah, everything was like, अब तो गलती हो या जो भी हो,
है.
whatever it
जो
is,
भी हो
it's out.
देख ले.
Yeah. Yeah.
So coming on to हमारा skill set, because although ये बहुत लोग कहते हैं कि हॉबी है, एक सिंगिंग कर लो या गिटार बजा लो, लेकिन these are also things that helps you keep motivated, कि
Yes.
that it's kind of stress buster. आपका दिमाग
Yes.
खराब है या कुछ कुछ किसी वजह से आप स्ट्रेस्ड आउट हैं, सो आई हैव एक्सपीरियंस कि पेनिंग डाउन समथिंग या कुछ जो भी दिमाग में उसको लिख लेना is such a huge relief कि you can't say everything to your partner or to your family
Yes.
members, so
Yeah.
there are some things and you can't keep everything inside you as well. तो बहुत
Yes.
सारा टाइम आप जब बाहर लिखते तो how should students pursue something as a hobby as well जो कि उनका स्ट्रेस बस्टर हो?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Anything that they can find as a stress buster, right? Just don't make it an addiction. Just like कुछ लिखना है, if you like लिखना तो लिखो, या फिर if you want to work out, you do your workout. If you want to go for a walk, go for a walk. या कुछ बजाना है या वीडियो गेम खेलना है, anything that you feel और जिसमें interest है, go ahead and do it for your stress buster. Just don't make it an addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So coming to when you were in your final year, so how much of the college का curriculum was okay for to sit for campusing? मतलब you were aware कि अब या तो कॉल ऑफ कैंपस मुझे जाना होगा या कंपनीज आएंगी, आर यू प्रिपेयर्ड और नॉट? क्योंकि दिमाग में उस वक्त चलने लगता है कि अरे 3 साल हो गया. इन माय केस मैंने फाइनल ईयर से पहले तक सोचा ही नहीं था कैंपसिंग के बारे में. मैं अपनी पढ़ाई में खुश था, अपने कॉलेज लाइफ में खुश था. इट्स ओनली इन द फाइनल ईयर दैट आई रियलाइज कि क्योंकि apart from computer science, those like I am not from the computer science background, तो आपके पास दो ऑप्शन होता है, या either you will go with your core companies या आप वही normal IT related sectors में जाएंगे. So at that particular point you think कि choose क्या करे, तैयारी है कि नहीं है, तैयारी करनी थी, पहले करनी थी, अब इतने टाइम में क्या हो पाएगा. So did how were you ready for the campusing? क्या आपने पहले ही प्रिपरेशन स्टार्ट कर दिया था फॉर कैंपसिंग, और व्हेन डिड यू रियलाइज कि आई शुड प्रिपेयर?
वेल यूजुअली कैंपसिंग हमारे यहाँ बाय द थर्ड ईयर हो जाता था. सो फर्स्ट ईयर वाज ओके, थोड़ा परसेंटेज वगैरह कम हुए. सेकंड ईयर आई स्टार्टेड मेकिंग दैट अप. थर्ड ईयर में इट वाज कमिंग अप टू बी गुड. सो इट वाज लाइक यस, कैंपस करना है. दैट वाज something that was already in my mind. Yes, I have to get through campusing. मतलब campus placement होना चाहिए. The whole purpose was like I mean it's like to अपने parents के उम्मीदों पे खरा उतरना कि okay campusing हो गया, उन्होंने जो भी उम्मीद रखी थी वो मैं पूरा कर रहा हूँ. So campusing was something that I had in my mind कि yeah campusing तो लेना है. But yeah, So उसी हिसाब से it was not just about studies, because हमारे seniors हमें जैसे guide करते हैं, they tell you that when companies come, they don't just look for your percentage, कि तुम्हें कितना percentage आया
Yeah.
throughout your first year, second year, third year. It's also about your attitude, कि तुम्हें कितना सीखने की how much you want to learn, और तुमने क्या क्या और है, और क्या क्या capabilities है, like are you a team player, या are you a leader, या कैसा कैसा टाइप का तुम्हारा नेचर है, कैसा एटीट्यूड है. It's not just about percentage, because they don't usually look for like somebody who's like सिर्फ किताबी कीड़ा है and they're just studying, that's it, और बाकी कोई capability नहीं. You have to be a team player, you have to be, you should know how to interact with people, and you should be confident, like जब तुम किसी से नए आदमी से बात कर रहे हो. So they also look for all those things, so they also matters when you're going for your campus placement.
So, but like the kind of curriculum you have in school, in college, or उसके बाद सीधे when you go to office, so the curriculum that is in college और office में आप क्या करते हो, जो actual real life scenario है, इसमें कितना gap होता है?
इसमें gap होता है actually, because when you just are fresh out of college, you're still in that mindset that okay, दोस्त बनाना है ना, मजे करने हैं, and उसके लिए मुझे पैसे भी मिल रहे हैं. Right, you're getting your salary and you're like okay ठीक है. But वो धीरे धीरे, I mean initially first month, second month, जब training वगैरह finish होने के बाद, you started to know that okay, जो भी college में था वो थोड़ा मस्ती मजाक वाला था, but now that you are in a work environment, things are a bit professional. People का expectation तुमसे अलग है, and if you are not able to fulfill that expectation, you can be held accountable. Somebody will come back and say that okay, you're not doing a good job, so you better start working up, or you might get fired. So वो वाला थोड़ा सा वो seriousness आता है after your college, because college तक it's like everything is so carefree. But after that you started to then that's again is the next phase, right? I mean you started to be more responsible, you started to see things differently, and you're like okay, I have to be more focused and try to deliver.
So coming to the interviews in campusing, so how much of it मतलब college ने क्या मदद किया, या you had to go outside and seek help, या seniors ने कितना मदद किया, and when you attended your first interview, how nervous you were?
Okay, I was very nervous, Amit. I had I was only eligible for one company. Okay, so it was my only company, and after that I had no idea that what will happen to me. So this was my only chance, like ya to you get through it, or you just are going for an off campus, which is like hell. So I was kind of serious. I prepared, technical, going through, talking to my seniors, and then we had some outside faculties that we were talking to. My batchmates who had already cleared their campus selections, asked them questions about okay, what were they asking and how to prepare for that, prepare your resumes and everything, make sure everything is in line and order. So that was there, that preparation, like studies wise, like okay, what I have learned studies wise. And apart from that, the extracurricular helped me a lot. I mean, all the extracurricular activities that I did, actually, if I look back and I think that, they played around 60% or 70% in my campus selection, because the guy who was interviewing me, he gave me some questions on coding, C, C++, C and C++, and I kind of answered them. And then he asked me like, what else do you do? Like, apart from studies, what else do you do?
Same thing
So
happened with me.
I told him that, okay, I am the chairperson of this club. I'm the treasurer of that club. So I told him, and then he was like, oh, you know how to play guitar? And then we started talking about guitar in a job interview.
That was kind
And
of
then
an
he
icebreaker. Yeah.
Yeah, it was an
More,
icebreaker, and I was explaining him like, okay, this is how you play guitar, this is what it's called, and this is how you do it. And he was so interested. It's like, 3 questions on computer science, and then the rest of the interview was about, what do you do, and how do you play a guitar, what do you call this and that. And then I was selected, and it was like, huh, you just don't have to be, a master in studies. You should also
Mm.
focus on other things too, because you never know
Mm.
how and what will help you. I mean, of course, you have to focus
Mm.
on your studies, but it's always good to have some extracurricular activities.
Yeah. So I remember seeing your offer letter for the first time, and I was so excited for you that now you will be going to Pune और एक नया life start हो रहा है.
Oh,
Means,
yes.
so how excited were you कि अरे now you are going to stand on your own feet. Now the dream is coming true कि now I am a true engineer. अब काम
I,
करना है.
I was kind of less excited, more nervous. Like, okay, how will I do things now?
Mm.
Because as of now, TK, I mean, you are like, your parents are looking after you. They're taking care of everything. Now everything is like on you. I wasn't thinking about, okay, now I'm independent and have so much fun.
Mm.
I was like, okay, I'll go there. Okay, I'll do this. Then I'll have to look for an apartment, and then I have to, I was so worried about all the other things that I was kind of not excited that much. So I kind of regret that. Imagine like if you are being independent, you should be like so
Mm.
excited, right? Like my
Mm.
money, my salary, I'll be doing
Mm.
this and that. But I was like more
Mm.
focused on okay, how I have to get things done.
Mm. So did it ever come to your mind कि नौकरी अभी नहीं करना है, अभी कुछ मास्टर्स कर लेते हैं या कैट कर लेते हैं, एमबीए कर लेते हैं या नौकरी ही करना है? What was your approach then?
Well, back then, again, less guidance, I would say.
Mm.
I was not having like I was okay with job, but everybody was doing MBA. So I was like, okay, why not try for MBA? Because everybody is doing MBA, so let's give it a try. Or
Mm.
let's do it because everybody is
Mm.
doing it. So I wasn't
Mm.
focused that okay, yeah, now that I'm in a job, let's try to excel
Mm.
in whatever I'm doing and
Mm.
move forward. I was like, okay,
Mm.
now I'm in job. Everybody in job is doing MBA. Let's
Mm.
pursue an MBA degree. So I tried
Mm.
that too.
Mm.
So couple of years I spent on that, and then then I was like either MBA or an on-site. So that's how it happened.
So coming to your job, so once you joined your first job, as soon as you entered the campus और अपना office desk और सब कुछ मिला,
Mm-hmm.
so what were your plans then? कि दिमाग में आया कि एक short term goal बनाना है, एक long term goal बनाना है, 5 साल में
No.
यहाँ होने चाहिए, या you were looking कि चलो अब पैसे उड़ाने हैं, अभी पैसे मिलेंगे महीने के end में. So
I
what were your
was
plans?
I was more focused. I was definitely focused on performing. I was
Mm.
like, okay, I have to prove myself. That was there
Mm.
on from the first day. So okay, I have to
Mm.
prove myself. So that was there, but I had no long-term and short-term goal.
Mm.
Back then when I joined, I was like, okay, ठीक let's see, step by step, month by month, देखते हैं कहाँ जा रहे हैं, कैसे जा रहे हैं, सीख लो. First process,
Mm.
first priority is like learn how things work, and then we'll see
Mm.
from there. And then that's how it moved. Like, a couple of years, and then you started to see that okay, what do I have in the next couple of years? Should I, focus on going to an on-site, look for an on-site opportunity, or quit job and do an MBA? So
Mm.
that's how it started to
So
change.
so when you got an opportunity for on-site, तब
Mhm.
क्योंकि हमारे पास उतना एक्सपोजर, मतलब ऑलरेडी हमारे सीनियर्स होंगे कि हाँ ऐसा हो सकता है, बट टू लिव इट योरसेल्फ, अपना प्लानिंग कुछ अलग तरीके से होता है व्हेन यू हैव नॉट एक्चुअली लिव्ड द लाइफ. यू आर ओनली थिंकिंग कि यूएस जाएंगे, रहेंगे कैसे, खाएंगे कैसे, बनाएंगे क्या. सो वंस यू लैंडेड इन यूएस, तब क्या था फर्स्ट, व्हाट वाज योर फर्स्ट इंप्रेशन ऑफ यूएस?
Well, the first impression of US was wow, US is so clean. And there are so many nice cars. Like I said before, I love cars. So I was like, outside the airport, I was just looking at the cars. I was like, "Arey wow, ye to Toyota, Honda, Mercedes, Audi, and everything. So nice cars." So वहाँ तक पहुँच गया. Like you said, like the first thing was कि US. I have to reach US. I had no idea like how to survive in US. Like I was like एक बार पहुँच जाऊँ, but पहुँच के वहाँ survive कैसे करना है? How do you get an apartment? कहाँ खाना है, कैसे ऑफिस जाना है, nothing. I was just like, I just have to be there. So yeah, that's what my mindset was back then. Like, एक बार US पहुंच जाओ, but there are a lot many things that you have to think about before you come to US.
So coming to ये on-site part, अभी relatively it is almost negligible. जो भी Indian IT companies, which was once a bigger market, so which still is, like for the H1B, around most of the 80% of the 60 to 80% of the visas goes to Indians. So how are what kind of visa were you given? Means H1B या L1 या मतलब what kind of visa था?
Yeah. So I started when I first came. I was on L1B visa. So L1 is something that is called an intra-company transfer. So it's like from Central India, I am being transferred to Central US. So within the company, I am being transferred from one location to the other location. So that's how I came to US. And then over here, I found a new company, and I moved to that new company on an H1B visa. Now, H1B visa is like your non-immigrant visa, which allows you to work in the US for a particular employer. So that's why I left my previous company and I moved to a new employer, and they are the
So
one who
how
find my
hard it is?
H1 visa.
So how hard it is for an individual to switch companies in US when he's already on a visa? Yeah, switch. मतलब as per my understanding, जब you are only supposed to uh, when you are in H1B or L1, the company who has sponsored you has the right to call you back. Is it, or you can change your companies whenever you have?
Well, if it is an L1 visa, then the company, you have to stick with the company. You cannot switch the company, or move to another employer. When you are in L1, when you are in H1, you can, once you are in US, you can move to another employer, and that particular new employer will have to file an something that's called an amendment for you, and they will file a new sort of an H1 for you. So it's basically, transfers the H1 from the previous company to the new company.
Previous company.
So H1, it is easier. Yeah. So it's easier for H1 to move from one company to another, another company.
So generally, how much time does the US government gives once you are no more employed with that company who has sponsored your H1B, and then within how much time duration do you need to search a new job?
Well, basically, as soon as you leave the previous company, the new company should file your petition or your application. So the government should have your application. So it's not like, let's say you left the company on 14th of August and the new company is hiring you on 14th of August. And they filed your application on 14th of August, and the government has that notice date of 14th of August. So you are good. So, they will take their time to decide whether they will approve or reject your visa or your, application. But as long as the dates are like, okay, you are good to continue working on, on that, for that company.
So, I was reading in an article from the US government that sometime back. So there was so much crisis going on, students being sent back, or the H1B being declined, or it should not be issued anymore again, which was again reverted back a few days back. So with so much uncertainty, how tough a life is in US when you are in H1B?
Well, it is kind of, it's always uncertain, to be honest. Like if you're on H1B, because every year or every couple of years, you have to renew your visa. And you never know whether your visa will be approved or, whether it will be rejected. So you always have that, something to worry about every couple of years or every year. But other than that, as long as you have your documentation properly done,
Mm,
I
mm,
don't think the government will, uh, reject your visa,
mm,
because unless they find something that is really fishy, they
mm.
will not.
Correct.
Because they are basically
Mm,
looking for genuine documentation, genuine pay slips, and genuine contracts of genuine
mm,
client. So all those
mm.
things. Other than that, I don't think there's much of an issue. I mean, they're not intentionally going and picking up H1s and saying that okay, reject H1s, because unless you have that flaw in your documentation, I don't think they will do that.
So, coming to your H1, Hamisha, in the current times during coronavirus and everything going on, people losing jobs, there may be times when you have lost a job, or and you don't have another job in your hand, and you have
Mm.
very limited time to get one, or you will be deported back. So
Yes.
ऐसे में लोग generally they are stressed out, but what is the best approach there? Do they keep searching for job? How is the market situation in US? और अभी क्या कर रहे हैं लोग?
Right. Right now, it's slow. I mean, I'll
Mm,
be honest. Like, as long as IT is being considered, it's kind of slow
mm,
because people are doing a lot of cost cutting because of the
mm,
whole pandemic thing. So the job opportunities are less,
mm,
and it's kind of the competition is hard.
mm,
So it's like, I mean, if your H1 is expired,
mm,
okay, if your H1 is expired and you're looking for an extension and you don't have a job, so in that case, it's kind of tough because
mm,
after the rejections, you or if you don't have a job, you have to leave the country within 3 weeks or so. You cannot
mm,
be in the country if you don't have a job.
mm,
So that's kind of a tricky situation right now. So it's like you still have 3 weeks of time, but it's kind of hard because you cannot get a job in 3 weeks. May not.
mm,
I mean, you
mm,
can or you may not have can get a job
mm,
in 3 weeks. So in that case, you have to leave the country just to make sure that you're not illegally here.
mm. So the American dream जो था हमेशा से, so when Indians started going to America, they also shared the same American dream कि अब तो green card आसानी से मिल जाएगा, and
Hmm.
we will settle down here और करोड़ों कमाएंगे, dollars छापेंगे. But I was reading in an article that for an Indian to get a green card, it will there is such a huge queue कि you if you have landed today in US, it might be around 123 years that after 123 years you will get your green card. So is it true? How much exaggerated is that number, or getting a
I
green card is easier?
I find it's kind of an exaggeration. Okay,
Mm,
it won't take 123 years definitely.
mm, mm,
I mean, it will take. I mean, it depends. Like, I mean, on what visa or on what kind of category you are applying it for.
mm, mm,
So I mean, there are different categories. Like,
mm,
I mean, for us, like who are working on H1 and employee based category. So for us, it's like 10 to 15 years.
mm,
So that's how long it will take if
mm,
you are on the lowest one. Like they have three categories basically: EB1, 2, and 3. So for
mm,
the ones who are one is the highest one, second and third. So for the third, it takes like around 10 years, 10 to 12
mm,
years for them to get a visa. Now, similarly, like when I say EB
mm,
is employer based. So
mm,
like you have an employer, and based on that employer, they are filing your green card. So you have different
mm,
levels like for others category 2. So for this category,
mm,
it's like 10 to 12 years. So
mm,
after you file, you have to wait for 10 to 12 years because I mean, right now for something that I have filed, so right now they are
mm,
processing applications that are filed into July 2009.
mm, mm.
So they are working on an
11
application that was
years.
filed in July
Mm,
2009, and I have filed my application in 2016.
mm,
So there is a 6 years gap. So
mm,
probably if everything's work out, if they are working on the same pace, I might
mm,
get my green card in 2026.
mm,
So which is like 10 years, right?
yeah.
So So that
So,
is because I
so
am on a different category. So
yeah, so there was a demerit that I was studying about H1B visas. The dependent in the dependent visa, when you get a H4 or a
mhm,
dependent visa, they are not allowed to work. So if
yes,
you have a spouse or a partner and they are coming along with you, so they are totally dependent on you. So
yes.
yeah, how much of a demerit it is, or a separate H1B can be filed even if you are a dependent visa.
Uh, if you have a working spouse, it is a demerit,
Mm,
definitely, because I mean, your spouse is working and they had a good, earning
mm,
and they had
mm,
their own independence. Now they are completely dependent. So yeah, that is a demerit. But they can also, either find a job where the new employer is ready to file for their H1.
mm,
So they can move to a independent H1, definitely, if they can find an employer who is ready to file for them a new H1. Or the next option would be the main or the primary H1 applicant, which will be like in your case, let's say,
mm,
I mean,
mm,
you if you are the primary H1 holder and your spouse is H4,
mm,
so you can go ahead and file your green card,
mm,
that process. So
mm,
you have to go through that three phases. So basically, first and second phases. If you go through the first and second phases, then you can go ahead and your spouse can go ahead and work on an EAD, something that's called an EAD.
mm,
So you have to file for your I-140, and
mm.
then once that is approved, your spouse can work on an EAD, which is equivalent to a green card. Basically, that gives your spouse the flexibility or liberty to work for any company, not just IT. They can be an accountant, they can be a receptionist, they can be a waiter or anything,
But
whatever they
how
want.
easy is it to get uh, uh, the said visa then?
Well, H1 is again based on the employer. Like okay, like
Mm,
if
mm,
if the new employer is ready to file with all
mm,
the accurate documentation and proper justification, like I said, the government will not have any issues. They
mm,
will just validate your documents. They'll go through it, and you just have to prove that okay, this is a genuine case.
mm,
As long as the employer is able to prove that, it's easy.
mm,
The next thing is like for even for once you have your 140 approved, I-140 approved, even then it won't be much of a problem because your dependent can go ahead and work or apply for a work authorization based on your approval, and they can get the approval and start working.
what would you say uh, this whole journey, how many times have you upskilled, reskilled yourself so that you can face a new challenge?
Well, to be honest, you have to upscale or rescale yourself every now and then. So basically, I started something after my job in FedEx, basically, because once I moved out of FedEx and then I moved to a different company, different client. So that's when I realized that okay, whatever that I learned in the first company, that's not enough.
Mm,
And now that I'm working for my third client, I feel that there are so much new opportunities and there are
mm,
so many things that I still can learn. Like
mm,
even though I have an experience of like 10 or 12 years, I still have so much more to learn.
mm,
Like I said at the very start, like I'm not very good at coding and all.
mm,
I'm good with people management and people skills, but
mm,
coding is something that's kind of not that I'm not that good with.
mm,
But then I realized that okay, even though you're not that good with, you can always try and you can always
mm.
learn it. If you learn it, then there's no stopping for me.
Yeah.
So that is
So
something that
how hard was it for you to change your means when initially you were coding and then you change your entire what do you say, your
stream.
working yeah,
Yeah.
working stream. How hard was it for you, or is it easier uh, to do when you are in the same company? Say a different company approaches you for a different set of skills. So
I guess
is it good? Because generally, if we are building on the same skill set, so the price we get in the market may be different. But
Mhm.
suddenly, midway, you change your stream and you're doing something else. Now you are judged. Are you judged as a fresher, or are you still given the same weight as per your total experience?
I don't think you're given the same weight. Okay, I mean that's something that I feel personally because I mean I have tried looking for something that I am new at, even though I have a 12 years of experience. But that is something I have like 6 years of experience, so I won't be considered as someone who is experienced for 12 years. But it's like
Mm,
you won't get proper weightage for that. But then
mm,
again, that is something that I like.
mm,
So it's up to you whether you want to compromise on the cost or whether
mm,
you want to compromise on the work.
mm,
So either pay me less money and let me do something I like, or
mm.
pay me more money and I'm okay doing whatever you let me do.
So, so,
So
coming to the money part, what what is an average salary that an Indian IT professional gets in US?
average salary. Well, if you're coming from India, the average salary will be somewhere around 60 to 70,000 per annum. Okay,
And
and
how does the income tax works there? Is there a
depends on the state.
superannuation like Australia, or similar to India, tax rebate 10, 50, 30%, or
Yeah,
something
it's
else?
I think it's more. I don't know about Australia, but I think it's more like you have state taxes and you have federal taxes, like the whole country taxes. So I mean, depends on the state basically. Like
Mm,
right now, I'm in New York State. So New York
mm.
State, if you see, uh, it's like 20 around 26 to 27% of your monthly salary goes out in federal taxes and all the other taxes. So I'm paying
So
around 26%.
is there a tax deduction at source, or you have to
Yes,
file an income tax return at the end of the year?
I have to file an income tax return later. I mean, every year. So it's like you do have certain brackets. Like if you fall under 75,000,
Mm.
do you fall under 10% bracket, or if you have more than 70, then you fall under 15% bracket. So you do have those kind of brackets.
And although there is no ceiling to how much you can earn, but say within, if you have worked in US for around 6 to 10 years, so
Mhm.
how much can an Indian IT professional expect, say starting from a 60,000 USD, to how much can they go till? What is the ceiling then in a 10 to 12
Oh,
years of experience?
10 to 12 years experience, they can go anywhere around 120 to 140. Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
So when
yep.
someone is coming to US, what what is what are the areas where you can get jobs easily, but the but your salary is comparatively in a better range? I'm not talking about California or San Jose,
Mhm.
or your Palo Alto, those regions. But in the eastern US, I see many areas where they pay well, not compared to California or the New York main cities, because cities will basically have a higher cost of living.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
what do you think that has a very means affordable salary where you can manage in that salary in that particular area? Which state would you consider is the best, which gives the best salary?
Well, I mean, if you ask me the last part, which state I would prefer best is Florida because I like Florida first because of the weather. Second, there is no state tax, so you less save money. So if you're having a 60 to 70,000 per annum job in
Mm,
Florida,
mm,
you will
mm,
be saving a good amount of money because there's no state tax. You only have federal tax.
mm,
So you pay less tax, you save more. So
mm,
state-wise, I'll say Florida definitely because of the weather too and the beaches. But
mm,
if you think of when some companies send you from India, okay, I'll be
mm,
very honest with you.
mm,
When they send you from India, they will not give you the highest
Hmm.
salary.
Salary.
Okay, they give you the minimum base salary.
Hmm.
Okay, when I say 60,000 to 70,000, that is the base
Base
salary that
salary.
an Indian company will send you from India to US.
Hmm.
Okay, where you will make around 4,000 per month.
Hmm.
Your salary will be somewhere around 3,500 to 4,000. And 4,000 is okay to survive anywhere across US. Okay, you will be able to survive in US with 4,000 with a family. Okay, you can have your apartment, you can have a car, your kids can go to school, you'll have your wife and everything, but you'll not have any saving. It's like you're living from salary to salary.
Bare minimum.
I mean, I'm not, yeah, bare minimum. So
Hmm.
it's like, I mean, and if you're like living in like really like, not going out, not eating out and everything, then you might be able to save something. But you're compromising on your lifestyle if you want to compromise. But that's except California and, some high cost states. Okay. Rest of the US, you'll be able to survive in $4,000 definitely. Like, smooth. You won't be saving much, but you will be having a comfortable lifestyle. So, I mean, 4,000 is something.
So coming to US, and you spoke about Florida. So I always hear about. I mean, what is the scenario about racism in US? Do Indian face racial profiling, or is it only a black versus white thing?
I guess racism exists everywhere.
So how helpful is the
Yeah.
community? How helpful is the Indian community in US?
Well, the Indian community is definitely helpful. You are able to celebrate all the festivals that you basically celebrate back in India. It's just that you won't have the same feel. Okay,
Yeah.
it's like you celebrate it in a different way. I mean, you will be able to celebrate it, but you won't be able to celebrate the way used to do back in India. So that's there. That will always be there. But yeah, I mean, you have that kind of liberty or independence that okay, you can celebrate all the festivals that you used to celebrate back in India. But yeah, you miss those things, and yeah, you do miss the food basically. I mean, coming from India, you miss the food badly. So yeah.
So what in the end, what will be the two most important things that US might have taught you?
Well, the US, two things. Okay. I definitely know that. I mean, I can come up with one thing definitely. What US taught me is the value of family. They taught me that how family is important because, I mean, over here they have so good work-life balance that I mean, family is always a priority, and they can put their work on hold, and nobody is going to question them or saying that okay, why are you putting your work on hold, or they are never going to blame them for that. That you are considering your family as a priority. That is something that I learned here. That the importance of family. So you have your family first, and the work comes next. So when it comes to family, you always have to look up or look after them first rather than going just neglecting your family and focusing on work. So that is something that I mean, one thing that I really appreciate about the US work culture.
So thank you for sharing your experience, and I'm very glad that you came to my show. But before
Thank
we
you so
end the
much.
show, I have something for you because you shared your experience. I would also like to
Okay.
help you learn something from me as well, Anna. So you can see the cards.
Okay.
अगर ये काम नहीं किया तो फिर से करेंगे. तो ये एक magic trick है. So you can see the cards. So you have to think about a card while I'm
Okay.
shuffling the cards. So I
Okay.
will read your mind and I will say which card you had chosen.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to just a minute.
Okay, you just shuffle. You're going to shuffle it, and I'll have to just memorize one card. Okay.
One card you have to.
Yes. एक बार और करो.
ज्यादा बार में सही नहीं आएगा.
I know, that's why. Okay.
Done?
Okay, I knew you were gonna pick that, but I don't know how. मैंने वही देखा था because मुझे वही दिख रहा था.
हाँ, तो just to teach you this trick, तो ट्रिक करना कैसे है? Choose any card पहले से. So you are choosing this.
हाँ.
तो ये है 3 का स्पेड.
3 का, yeah.
क्या बोलते हैं इसको, चिड़ी जो भी.
हाँ.
And then you slightly इसको नीचे रखना है.
Okay. हाँ.
No, not this. अगर ये कार्ड चुनना है तो इससे पहले वाला कार्ड को उसके नीचे रखना है. इस
Okay.
तरह से.
Okay.
And then you place the card. So it will look like this. एक
हाँ.
कार्ड अलग से रहेगा.
Yeah,
And when you
that's what I noticed.
when you do it, तो ये थोड़ा ज्यादा सेकंड के लिए बाहर दिखेगा.
Yes.
And that will what
मुझे
the
लगा.
mind will capture.
Yes. मुझे लगा कि तुम उसी में खेल रहे हो because I saw the gap. I was like कि इसमें तो पकड़ा
इसलिए
जाएगा.
नहीं हुआ. इसलिए सही से नहीं हुआ.
Yeah. I
Okay.
wanted, मैं पीछे वाला, इसलिए मैं पीछे वाला लग रहा था. मुझे लगा था कि I will just select something from the back. Yeah.
Okay. ठीक है. Thank you for joining.
But all right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.